Hi and welcome to another edition of Tough Guy Trading. I'm Robinson and today we will be looking at a few charts. The very first chart that I have open now is the dollar index. On this chart here I have highlighted this little yellow area down here where DX broke above the 200. That's what the green line is down here. It's a 200. DX broke above it, came up, has come down a little bit, and now it's kind of trading sideways, and then broke up again, and then it's gone back to another sideways pattern. On DX here, I'm looking to go long if it can get above 83.46, 83.246. I'm sorry. Yeah, but if it can get above 83, 83.24, 83.30, anywhere above 30 is a good long position here on DX. So that's just pretty much what I'm looking at on DX. On oil has come down substantially since the maybe last 2 or 3 weeks. If you look at this down here on oil, so you get this one huge leg down here. But if we were to go a little bit further and kind of just look at what's happening on this, it kind of looks like a head and shoulders pattern, I guess you could say. But it also, to those who trade intraday and trade on 5 and 15 minute charts, these candles here, every candle on here represents one whole day, because this is a daily chart that I'm showing you. So any pattern that I would show you on here, just think of it more of a long-term trend of what's happening in oil right now. So we get this initial low down here at 74.95. Oil trades higher, comes up here to maybe about 102.06, trades sideways, and then gets another pop up to the upside, and then officially makes a new high at 110.55. After making this new high at 110.55, generally any instrument after it makes a new high will trade back the other way. If it makes a new low, it'll trade back the other way. If it makes a new high, it'll trade back the other way. So you kind of always want to think about that principle, especially when you see it making new highs like on a bigger time frame, like the daily chart on here. So yeah, oil has made a new high at 110.55. After making this new high, it just kind of went sideways a little bit here, dropped down one leg here, pulled back right into the Bollinger Band, and then dropped substantially here. Now, the drop on oil is only important if you are, this longer term drop right here on oil is only important if you are trading it on a longer time frame, right? So if you're intraday trading it and you're looking for a good position to be in, you would have probably been short the last 2 or 3 weeks in oil, just because you know that it's made a brand new high up here and it died right into the Bollinger Band. It's been coming down, and especially after it broke this 200. The 200 is very, very strong support and resistance depending on where you see it at. On my chart, this green line is the 200. The Bollinger Bands are the purple lines, the 8 SMA is the blue line, and the 20 SMA is the red line. So that's just how I trade on here. But after this breaks here in oil, it trades lower in a very good decent trend lower too. Nice, good, decent downtrend, because it never breaks this 8 SMA. It tries to break it here, but it's just a poke through and then comes right back down. And now oil has started to trade sideways. So very substantial drop in oil. It's made a new high. It's coming down into support would be 74.95. It's not there yet. It's at 84.05 right now as I'm trading it. So just another thing to think about in oil, that it may be bottoming out here soon, and it may start to trade sideways for a while. It doesn't mean that it's going to shoot back up, or it doesn't mean that it's going to break down. It just means that it may trade sideways for a while until it kind of figures out where it wants to go. I mean, this has been a lot of selling over the last few weeks, months, or however long this has been going down. This new high was made back in March, on March 1st, and you know, we're in June now. So just something to think about in oil. It's going to go sideways for a while. So we looked at DX, we looked at oil, and the last thing we'll look at is gold. So we'll look at gold. Gold hasn't been really moving that much. Intraday it's really good, but outside of that it hasn't been really moving much. I'm going to try to take off some of these. Yeah, outside of that it hasn't really been moving much. If you notice it, that it's in this channel here, and it just hasn't come out of the channel, and this is on a bigger time frame, like I said. So if you are a day trader, then this probably wouldn't mean as much to you. This is more if you're a swing trader, if you're a position trader, if you're going to get in this trade and hold on to it for the next 2 or 3 weeks, or if you're already in gold now and you just want a better understanding of where this thing may go, or how much lower or higher can it go. But it's in this trend, it's in this channel, I'm sorry, it's in this channel here, where it's going from, the top support, the top resistance line here to the bottom support line. And even if you looked at this trend without the red lines on here, you could also see too that it has, these 2 purple Bollinger Bands on here. Every single time it gets to the bottom of the Bollinger Band, it tends to want to go back to the top of the Bollinger Band. Even if you looked at it here, it gets to the bottom of the Bollinger Band and wants to go to the top, and then when it gets to the top, it'll try to come back down again to the bottom, and then it'll go back to the top, because it's trading within a channel, within a sideways movement, however you want to call that, consolidation. A lot of people call it a lot of different things, but it's trading sideways. And whenever you have a market trading sideways, whether it's on a daily chart or 1-minute chart or a 5-minute chart, it's going to go from Bollinger Band excuse me, it's going to go from Bollinger Band to Bollinger Band. So it's always a good thing to kind of remember there. I don't know what keeps coming up on here. Yeah, so this has just been another charting session with Robinson at Tough Guy Trading. We went through oil, we went through the dollar, and now we're on gold. Gold has kind of gone sideways here. Further predictions, I have none really in gold. I just think that it's going to trade sideways for a while. I try not to predict. I mostly like to anticipate because I am a day trader. I don't normally swing trade, but normally I will put out certain swing trades when they are feasible or when the market looks good. And right now I just don't see that happening in gold. I traded DX a lot, and I did pretty well in that one. I'm actually in the dollar right now, still short. From an earlier trade that I took earlier. And let's check on this thing, see what's happening. Okay, so I'm in DX, and I'm plus $20 in this short in DX. Here, I'll just get out of this trade since we're doing this video. I'll just get out. I've made about $4.75 in DX for the day. And keep in mind, folks, like I said, this is all on my demo account. But this is just to show you some of the skills of what I'm doing every single day while I'm trading here. So in stocks today, I am down $270, right, overall, because I lost $400 in Apple, lost $241 in Facebook, made $6 in GMCR, and then made $371 in Google. So I'm minus 270 in stocks for the day. And in futures is where I had my biggest day today. So in oil, I've made $40. In the DX, in the dollar, I've made $4.75. In copper, I made $87. In HO, that's heating oil, I've made $9,534. In palladium, I made I'm sorry, I think that's platinum, $8,760. And in UB, which is like a treasury, I made $875. So for the day, I'm at $19,771. That's what can happen if you are paying attention to different trends and different things that are going on. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos, just because we've kind of solidified our deal with Thinkorswim now, and I really want to start teaching more about some of the patterns that I see happening all the time. And like I said, it's not necessarily for you to run out there and trade them, but maybe you can add this to your arsenal if you're already trading. Maybe it can help you, kind of figure out where you're lost at already, or if you're brand new to trading, like I always say, this is a look at, just how I would look at the market, or just a small random snapshot of what I'm doing or how I'm seeing things. And like I said, I try not to predict the market because I don't know where it's going to go 2 weeks from now. I anticipate the market. I try to just, sit back and wait for the moves to come and then take advantage of them as they happen on smaller time frames. So just something to keep in mind. Just to recap, so we looked at the dollar, we looked at oil, and we looked at gold. And this has been another charting session with Robinson at Tough Guy Trading. Thank you and goodbye.